my name is Sam. I'm the Grand Prospirator of corporate learning. Recently, I've been getting some requests around how to make a good presentation. So you have to bear with me a little bit because I definitely have my own methodology, but it used to drive corporate communications nuts because I don't do detailed scripting and I don't actually even do detailed bullet points with each slide. Rather, I start with what are the 3 to 4 key messages I want people to remember at the end of my presentation. And then from these 3 to 4 key messages, I kind of work backwards and I look at, okay, so what are some stories that I can tell that will actually reinforce these messages? So I start at the very end and then I kind of come back into, okay, so how do I plan and how do I plan using some sort of a narrative? From this narrative, I then kind of look at, okay, what are the visuals that will help me tell the story, will help act as a cue for me, but also be a visual reminder for the audience as they follow along as I tell this story. So these visuals might be a picture, they might be a table, they might be a diagram, but I find that like a simplified picture actually goes a long way in helping provide a schema for people to kind of formulate like almost a framework around which they're going to pick up different things from what you're saying. Fourthly, I start to look back and I kind of say, okay, so how do I work in some humor into this story? So every 2 to 3 slides is actually really important to find a way to relieve the tension and also get the audience to laugh, because getting the audience to laugh will actually also help them remember what you're saying. Finally, I tend to practice without any notes. I was actually inspired by a phenomenon I heard about 2 to 3 years ago called PowerPoint karaoke. And what this actually involved is people getting together and putting up like a PowerPoint that no one was actually familiar with and just practicing kind of speaking. And this is actually a really important technique because it helps you to become more spontaneous and natural as you're working through the slides. You'll also be able to test how the visuals that you've placed are effective or not as an indicator for you as you tell your story. So that's my kind of 5-step method in preparing for a PowerPoint. So once again, in revision, it's actually to think from the very end, what are the key messages you want your audience to remember? Number 2, to look at a compelling story that will actually help reinforce those key messages. 3, to look at what visuals you can use to help support your story. 4, to work in some humor into your story. And 5, to be able to practice without any notes.